Hi, Irresistibles 2024-25 Presidents. Robert Friend here, your district governor, and I'm here to provide an overview of our progress this year. For those of you who attended this past weekend's district assembly at Quinnipiac University, I hope you had a magnificent time. I know I did. But for those that weren't able to attend, I think it's important that everyone has access to where we stand right now and our progress related to the district's activities. So I'm passing this video presentation on just to kind of give you scope, and I urge you all to take a peek at this and just use it for what it's worth. So I'm going to go ahead and continue forward and give you a picture of what this looks like. So I'm going to move forward to our progress report. So the first thing I want to point out is that this particular view gives us a status report of where we are on the year ahead. The zone projects out where we're going to end up. And so currently we have 55 clubs and we have 19 clubs that have brought in 0 new members. We have 11 clubs that have brought in at least 1 new member. And we currently have a net gain on the track, which is right here as of January 1st of +1. But of course, that's not where we are. But as you look at this trajectory, we are where we need to be in this track. This next 5 months from January through May is a very big, important period for us to go upwards in this relationship and be +50 and then some. Because at the end of every year, when it comes to be around June, a lot of clubs look at who haven't been participating and they remove them from the program so they don't have to pay their dues. And that's totally understandable. Here's what I'm hoping you will do. Take a look during this early part of these coming months here, the first 3 months of the year, and identify who is not engaged, and then get them engaged. Let's see if we can minimize this drop to as little as possible, because this attrition is really what impacts the district's growth. Because if I move to the next slide, which I'll do right now, you'll see that we have already brought in 107 new members. That's magnificent. I have to tell you, I'm so impressed with that number. You can see that we have, let me go back again. Sorry about that. You can see that we have 88 members that have left us. So we have a net of 19, or approximately 19 members so far positive this year. Now that's great. We're positive, but our goal is a net 100. So we're off by about 81 new members, and so not a problem. We can do that by bringing in a +30 or 40 and minimizing the attrition at the end of the year, which means taking care of our members. If there are members out there that are not engaged, let's embrace them. Let's make sure that they are aware of what's going on and involved in what we're doing. If you look at the reason for termination, you can see that business, family obligations, and relocation make up around 30% of the loss. Those that pass away make up around 14%. Financial health, very small. Lack of participation, no interest, 19%. And then we have 35% that are personal. Now, I don't know what that means, personal. We need to get a more defined reason why they're leaving. Now, if they say personal reasons, we might want to try one more question. Well, what was it? Is it something, try and identify specifically what it is, because that will help us fix things in the future. We need to understand these scenarios. But needless to say, 48% of the people that we're touching, I'm sorry, 30, 40, 54% of the people that have left, we're not really, there's not an engagement. And so I think that's a really powerful thing for us all to come from. And I hope that helps you. So I really want us to work hard at that. And we'll talk more in the weeks ahead related to ways we can support growth in every club around the district. Membership is a key focus of me and my activities for the next 6 months, because we really want to help this zone and this district grow exponentially. And we can do it. This is because, listen, I am so impressed with 107 new members. We're out there. We're making things happen. There's a real energy in this district, and I want to thank you all for that. You all are really engaged. So that's that. Now, we move on to the next slide. We move into our annual fund activities. And you can see that I'm comparing last year, which is 2023-24, against this year. You know, last year they raised a lot of money, around $685,000. And I told Christine Friedman when we ended last year, I said, well, I'm going to take your goal and I'm going to up it 10%. Well, her goal was $500,000, but she did 680, or thereabouts. So I'm going to go ahead and take that, and we bumped it up to $750,000. That's our goal. We're not doing badly. Our goal for annual fund is $304,000, a little more than last year, right? So we're at 33.5% of our goal, a little behind last year. We're at $101,000, $102,000. They were at $110,000. Our polio is a little off from last year, but that is not that far off. Our other funds around the same. But look at the endowment. We're way up there. So we're hovering in around $250,000, which is around 33% of goal. So in all essence, we're ahead of last year in terms of the total, which is really fantastic. So we're on a pathway of success. And that's the second thing I'm going to be focusing on this second half of the year, which is fundraising and foundation, and making sure that every club intentionally has a conversation with its members around the importance of giving to Rotary International and the support that we give. And it can be as small, it doesn't have to be massive amounts of dollars. But can you think about this? We only have about 40%, I think it's around 40% or 50% of our Rotarians donating. That means a lot of people aren't giving anything. And if it's a small amount, that just adds up and makes a difference. So I really want to focus on that. And I need, your help to help us do that, along with your foundation shares. And then, of course, we have our district managed grants. So if you look at our district managed grants, we've set aside $53,000 for district managed grants. And so far to date, we have only $16,000 odd that have been expended for these 6 grants, which means we have $37,000 left in the bank. And so across our district, clubs are raising their voices and sharing their stories, making Rotary irresistible to their communities. This year, upwards of 20 clubs have stepped forward as peace builder clubs, which is really fantastic. We'll get to that. And we've welcomed 107 new members, as I've shown. We've got $250,000 in contributions, but we have all this money left over that we can really use to make an impact. And so when you look at that, and I go to the next slide, you look at, we set aside $15,000 for Opus for Peace grants to help you do smaller projects. These are $500 dollar for dollar grants that can really help you do this. So between the district managed grants, which are $2,500 grants, and the Opus for Peace grants, which are $500 grants that can all be matched dollar for dollar, in the second half of the year, if you haven't done anything, you can get up to $5,000 to do dollar for dollar impact around the community. So I need you to look at that. And so all told, we have about $52,000 sitting in the till waiting to be used. So please, let's look at what our clubs can do, and let's make that work. And if you need help, just let John Merkel, our district grants chair, let Ron Webb, our district foundation chair, and let Ted Tagan, our district steward chair, help you do your work. I'm here to help. Other members of of our district leadership team, the assistant governors, are here to help you work. Our district governor's track is here to help you work. So really, let's go out and try and do our best here. So I wanted to share that with you. The next thing is our global grants. We have an extraordinary number of global grants out there that are in there. It's about $45,000 worth of activity out there. We have 3 global scholarships we're going to be choosing and disseminating in the next 90 days. We have a VTT, which is a training team that's going to go out into the field. And then we have all of these global grants in action. And then, of course, I'm just introducing now my governor's grant for this year, which is the Uganda Peace and Water Project. I'm very excited about that. This is with Call to Care Uganda. Many of you know it because a lot of clubs around the district have participated. This is a big one. This is a $225,000 grant that is going to deliver 25 freshwater wells to 25 communities and saving 25,000 villagers from having to go out into the wild to collect dirty water. And who goes out there but women and children? And they go out on dangerous treks, 5 to 6 kilometers to bring back dirty water that they have to boil. And even then it's not as clean. So this is a real problem in Uganda. And I hope that if any club is interested, I would love to chat with you about that and begin getting you involved. I've got 4 clubs that are now engaged. I've slowly but surely started having that conversation, and we're going to raise the money. It's going to be a big impact grant, and there's more to that on that to come. But this is an important area, and it's a way for you, if you haven't been involved in an international program, that you can get involved with me and the Global Grant Project team, which is going to be led by the Madison Rotary Club, which is my club, and we're going to make this a really impactful project. So thank you so much for taking a focus on that. So that's the global grant activity. And then there's Opus for Peace. We've had an amazing Opus for Peace initiative. It's been a powerful force for change, using the arts to connect people, foster understanding, and promote positive peace through concerts, peace pole dedications, and storytelling initiatives. We as a district are demonstrating that the arts can be a bridge to unity and healing. This is Rotary at its most inspiring, and I want to thank you all for doing that. There are great stories out there. There's some peace polls that are happening, but I want to jump into this incredible thing that I want to share with you. I sent it out in the last update, but I just want to take you to it. This is a storytelling calendar that we put as public facing. There's only one thing that we need to do is we need to get our conversations out into the public view. DACDB doesn't provide us that opportunity. So I'm going to go to this community calendar, which I'm going to pull out for you right now. And this is a calendar of events. It's a placemaking platform, and it's a storytelling platform. So if I go into the event platform, you can see that I have all of these events happening down here. Here's an event that's happening, the Resilient Apocalypse and Positive Peace. This is being delivered by our DGND, the District Governor Nominee Designate, Julia Kashigian Secor. And she's a professor at Connecticut College, and she is delivering this all over the community. This one happens to be at the Waterford Public Library on February 3rd. And it's all about peace. But this doesn't have to be peace-related items. This can be anything that your club is doing that's public-facing, whether it's a penguin pledge for Special Olympics, whether it's a conversation you're having with the community, whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's an opera or stories, or our district conference, which I'll be talking about later. So these are all important things, and I hope that you do take a peek at this. Now, this is easy to set up. All you have to do is click on Submit an Event, and then just sign in and create an account for yourself. And once you do that, you can submit an event in the system, and it's so simple to submit an event. The event looks something like this. If I click on this, you can see there's the piece, and you get a full visual, you get a story, and if there's tickets involved, it will give you a ticket button. This one happens to be free of charge, so open to the public, just show up. If you want to look at what might be a paid event, I'll just jump over here to the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra, click on that, and as you scroll down, you'll see buy tickets, and then it sends them off to the buy ticket area for the piece at the Gard Arts Center, and they can just buy their tickets. So it's just a great way to do it, and it's all public facing. It's all around the entire state of Connecticut because it's linked with other calendars around the state. So I'm very excited about this, and I think that you all should take part in this and start putting your public-facing events, not your club meetings and not stuff like that, but your public-facing events that are fundraisers, that are events that you want people to come to, like your volunteer programs and whatnot. Have them out here and we'll get people coming to them. Now, there's a placemaking section where you can go in and you can put in your club peace poll or your club location. So this is me in Madison. This is my governor's peace poll, and here's the Madison Rotary Club. And then from here, we can click on this and get to the website and find out when you meet. So that's all sitting here. And you can go ahead and put your club in here if it's not already there. And then we have the district newsletter. This is where the district newsletter resides. If you click on stories, these are all the stories from the districts. This is a story written by John Waller up in Mystic called Reframing UN Resolution 181, A Pathway to Peace. Here's a project of the Mystic Rotary Club. Rotary Club of Mystic unveils a community peace garden, and this is in commemoration of Jimmy Carter and Rosalind Carter. Here's a North Branford Rotary partnership between the Historical Society and the Rotary. Here's a Bridgeport Rotary Partners with local schools to provide uniforms program. Here's Branford Volunteers. Here's our fundraiser with the Hartford Wolf Pack to raise funds for Special Olympics. Here's a Madison Rotary peace program fostering kindness through creativity that inspires young minds, et cetera, et cetera. Here's stuff about our disaster response activities. Here's other things in here. Here's a Ridgefield Rotary story. Here's another one for Ridgefield. I'd like you to go in and just drop in your stories. It's very, very easy to do. So once again, once you log in, there'll be a place for you to click on and upload your stories. And that's as simple as it is. And just put a picture with it. And just to give you a framework of what this looks like, I'll do this arts and culture Jimmy Carter thing. So this is what it is. Rotary Club of Mystic unveils community peace garden. And you can see the picture. And then there's the story, which is very, very easy. And it's just a great way to pass on information. And this is our newsletter, because this is public facing, easy to get to. And if you go to our website, rotary7980.org, and go to our website, if you go to under news, you can see that there's something here called district newsletters. And what does it do? It takes people to the district newsletter, which is called the Rotary Southern Connecticut Beacon, Winter 2025. And if I scroll down here, sitting in here is what we were just looking at. It's iframed right inside our website. So you're going to be right on the website. Your story will be there. I'm going to also add the event calendar here soon under news. It'll have the event calendar. Of course, if you want to get there, you can click on this and just go right to the events calendar and you're right there. So it's right on our website. So I just wanted to make sure you understood this as it relates to this particular information. Then we go to our next, didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to that. And then I'll go to our next page, which is, so we then went into this conversation leading with Impact to President's Roundtable, which I'm going to stop here. You're going to get a summary overview of this. It was a great conversation, but thank you all. I just think that this conversation today around the progress report, the great work you're doing, I want to once again thank you for that. Keep up the fantastic work. And one last thing, you see behind me, the Epic Day of Service logo. It's brand new. It's been totally rebranded, the Epic Day of Service. And it's May 17th. And that's the same as the Rotary Day of Service from last year. It's now a 501c3 and it's national and international. And we are part of something really big that we began back in 2001, 2021, 2022, under the guise of Jeff Krause and his Rotary governorship. So I just want to let you all know that this is really special. I hope you're thinking about your club project for the Epic Day of Service. And I look forward to seeing and talking with you more as we head through this winter and into spring. I have lots more to share, but I'll let it happen in this email. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for taking a moment with me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.